Why do some people log off at 2 in the afternoon, relaxed, done for the day, while you're still hunched over your laptop at 9 at night, exhausted, drowning in tasks, and somehow still behind? It's not because they have fewer responsibilities. It's not because they're smarter or faster than you. It's because they figured out something you haven't. They stopped doing the work that a machine can now do for them. Here's the truth most people are too proud or too scared to admit. Right now, while you're grinding through 8, 10, 12-hour days, a small group of people are quietly finishing the same workload in 2 hours and spending the rest of the day living. And the gap between you and them isn't talent. It isn't hustle. You're probably outworking them. The gap is leverage. They've got an army of AI doing their busy work, and you're still doing all of it by hand like it's 2015. And here's the scary part. This gap isn't staying the same. It's exploding. Every month, you refuse to learn this. The people who did pull further ahead, do more, earn more, rest more, while you fall further behind, working harder for less. One day, you'll look up and wonder how everyone around you started moving twice as fast as you. But not you. Not after this video. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how I use AI to crush 8 hours of work in 2. The real system. The actual workflow, not vague hype about the future. By the end, you'll know how to claw back 6 hours of your life every single day. Let's begin. Section 1. The lie that's keeping you buried. Most people think being productive means doing more, faster. So they chase hacks. They download another to-do app. They wake up earlier. They try to type quicker, answer emails quicker, hustle harder. And they stay exactly as buried as before, just more tired. Smart people, they don't think like that at all. They don't ask, how do I do this faster? They ask, do I even need to be the one doing this? That's the whole shift. Productivity isn't about speed, it's about subtraction. The goal isn't to do 8 hours of work in less time. It's to delete most of those 8 hours by handing them to something that never gets tired, never gets bored, and works in seconds. Think about your actual workday. Be honest. How much of it is real, deep, valuable thinking? And how much is just shuffling, formatting, summarizing, drafting, replying, organizing? For most people, 80% of the day is low-value busy work that feels like work but builds nothing. That 80% is exactly what AI eats alive. You're not lazy. You're just spending your genius on tasks a machine should be doing. Section 2. Why your brain is the bottleneck, not your effort. Let me show you the trap, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Your brain is a thinking machine, but you've turned it into a typing machine, a sorting machine, a copy-paste machine. Every time you sit down to write an email from scratch, summarize a long document, or format a report, you're using a Ferrari engine to deliver pizza. It works, but it's a tragic waste of horsepower, and it drains you. By the time the real thinking is needed, your mental battery is dead from 100 tiny, pointless tasks. Here's what nobody tells you. The exhaustion you feel at the end of the day usually isn't from hard thinking. It's from task switching, from doing 40 small, boring things badly. That scattered, fried feeling is the cost of being the machine instead of directing the machine. AI flips that. You stop being the worker and become the manager of a tireless workforce. You think, it executes. You decide, it produces. Your energy goes to the few things that actually matter, and the rest just gets handled. Section 3. The actual system. How the 8 becomes 2. All right, enough theory. Here's the real workflow I use, broken into the way I attack every single workday. This is the part that changes everything. First, I do a brain dump, not the work. The old me would open a blank document and start grinding. The new me opens AI and dumps everything. The messy thoughts, the goal, the rough idea, and lets it build the first draft. Here's the secret most people miss. The hardest, slowest part of any task is starting from zero. AI annihilates the blank page. I never create from nothing anymore. I edit instead of create, and editing is 10 times faster than starting. Second, I batch the busy work and feed it in bulk. Emails, summaries, outlines, captions, replies, all the repetitive stuff that used to eat my afternoon, I stopped doing one at a time. I hand it to AI in batches, and get back in 10 minutes what used to take 3 hours. The trick isn't using AI once, it's using it on the boring 80% all at once. Third, I turn one input into 10 outputs. This is where the real multiplication happens. I take one idea, one document, one recording, and I have AI spin it into everything I need: the email version, the short version, the report version, the post version. Most people redo the same thinking 5 times in 5 formats. I think once and let the machine reshape it. 1 unit of effort, 10 units of output. That's the leverage that makes 8 hours collapse into 2. Fourth, I use AI to think, not just to type. This is the part beginners never reach. I don't just ask it to write, I ask it to challenge me. What am I missing? What's the weakest part of this plan? What would a sharper person do here? It becomes a thinking partner that never gets tired, never sugarcoats, and instantly pressure tests my ideas. The quality of my work went up while the time went down. That almost never happens. And it's the whole reason this isn't just working faster. It's working better. Section 4. The story you need to hear. Let me tell you about someone. A freelancer, buried, taking on too many clients, working until midnight every night, snapping at the people he loved, convinced the only way to earn more was to grind more. He was proud of his hustle. He wore the exhaustion like a badge. And he was slowly burning his life to the ground. Then he made a decision most people won't even consider. He stopped trying to work harder and forced himself to spend 1 full week learning to delegate his busy work to AI instead. It felt wrong at first. Slow, clumsy. He kept wanting to just do it himself the old way. Did it feel uncomfortable? Every single day that week. Did he almost quit and go back to grinding? Constantly. But he pushed through the awkward part because he understood one thing most people never get. The discomfort wasn't failure. It was the gap between the old way and a completely different life. By the end of that week, the tasks that used to eat his whole day were getting done before lunch. Within a month, he was finishing more work than ever in a fraction of the time, taking on better clients, charging more, and actually closing the laptop in the afternoon. He didn't work more hours. He worked the right 2 and let the machine handle the rest. Same person, same brain, completely different output. The only thing that changed was leverage. Section 5. How to actually start today. Enough watching. Here's exactly how you begin. Simply, so you'll actually do it. 1. Audit your day for 1 day. Write down every task you do. Then mark the ones that are just shuffling, drafting, summarizing, formatting, replying. That highlighted pile is your target. That's everything AI can take off your plate. 2. Pick the single most repetitive task you do and hand it to AI tomorrow. Just one. Don't try to automate your whole life on day 1. Win one task, feel the time come back, and let that prove it to you. 3. Stop creating from zero. For 1 week, never start with a blank page. Always make AI write the rough draft first, then you edit. Just this one habit will give you hours back almost immediately. 4. Learn to give better instructions. The reason most people think AI is mid is they type one lazy line and expect magic. Tell it who it is, what you want, and how you want it. The clearer your command, the better your tireless worker performs. You're not a user, you're a manager. Manage it well. 5. Reinvest the time you save. This is the part people miss. Don't fill the 6 hours you reclaim with more busy work. Put it into the few high-value things only you can do. The thinking, the strategy, the relationships, the rest. Otherwise, you'll just become more efficient at staying buried. Section 6. Who you become when this clicks. Let's zoom out because this is bigger than productivity. The person who masters this doesn't just save time. They escape the trap that runs most people's lives. The belief that the only way to get more is to suffer more. While everyone around you is still trading their hours for survival, grinding harder for the same result, you've quietly stepped out of the race entirely. You produce more by doing less because you stopped confusing motion with progress. And this compounds in a way that's almost unfair. The hours you save become hours to learn, to build, to rest, to think, which makes your next move sharper, which saves even more time. The gap between people who use this and people who refuse to is about to become the biggest divide of our generation. Not rich and poor, leveraged and buried. You get to choose which side you're on. Final thoughts. Here's the truth. You don't need to work longer. You don't need to hustle harder. You don't need to sacrifice your nights, your health, and your sanity to keep up. You just need to stop being the machine and start directing one. The tools are sitting right there, free or nearly free, and most people will scroll right past them and go back to grinding by hand. Most people won't do this. They'll keep wearing their exhaustion like a trophy, keep doing work a machine could do in seconds, and keep wondering why they're always behind. But you, if you start handing your busy work to AI today, even one task, you won't just finish faster. You'll buy back your life, hour by hour, while everyone else stays buried. It doesn't happen by working more. It happens by deciding today that your time is too valuable to waste on tasks that don't need you. 2 focused hours directing a tireless machine can beat 12 exhausted ones. That's not the future. That's available right now to anyone willing to learn it. If this opened your eyes, don't just scroll away and go back to the grind. Like this video if it woke something up in you. Comment 2 hours so I know you're done trading your whole life for busy work. And subscribe because this is just the beginning of learning to work like the few instead of suffering like the many. Let the world keep grinding. You're here to build leverage. Start today.